Sorcerers! Josh here, back from the most recent event of the Explorer series, which was held up at Reliquary Gaming in Chesterton, Indiana. We had a great turnout, 30 people, wonderful little draft. I think everyone had a great time. I know I had a great time. So very happy that we were able to have that event. Thank you, Tim, for taking the time to put that all together as your event for the series. And I hope to see many more of you at more of the events in the future. But with that out of the way, today we received a cryptic post from Sorcery, from Erik Curiosa. And it was on X, of all of the places. As of the filming of this video, it has a total of 3 comments. And who knows what this means? It's a chart. The chart says art. Basically, we're assuming that this chart shows the progress on art for something. We don't know what it is. It does give a nice little legend and breaks down the colors of the chart. And apparently, it's all just the different stages of art, like how far along it is and if it's basically ready to be put on the cards and ready to go. And it looks like, I think mask was the last, and that makes up most of the chart. I'm assuming once masking is done, a card is basically ready to go to the printer. Now, the one thing that scared me is there is a tiny, tiny sliver of pink, which represents commissioned. So we're saying that there's art that has been commissioned for something that isn't done. And we don't know what. Now, most folks are presuming that this is Gothic. That this chart represents how far along they are in Gothic. And maybe in some weird way was Erik Curiosa's way of saying, hey, we're making good progress. There wasn't any context. We don't know what set it applies to. This could be Dragonlord for all we know. Although given the breakdown of that chart and given that we know there's only 13 cards in Dragonlord, it would be very odd to me if that chart had anything to do with Dragonlord. Which means it should probably be Gothic. Probably. Seems to be the assumption everyone's going with. I think it's the assumption we should probably make. But the thing that worries me is, again, January 2026. That's where I'm at for Gothic, and I hope to be proved wrong. But if we've got paintings that are commissioned, and, presumably commissioned means they've been commissioned, the payment has been made, and then the artist is working on it, hopefully actively. So there are paintings that potentially are not back yet. That's what I think commissioned means. I hope it's literally not, we called them yesterday and said, hey, could you paint this new painting? I'm hoping that commission means any state of the artist is trying to finish it up. But even then, if we've got a painting or paintings that are in the commissioned state, what does that mean for Gothic? Makes me wonder how you're going to hit October 31st like everyone wants. For those of you that don't realize it, it's April already. We are already in April. So, given printing times and all that, I'm not an expert in this field, but I've got to think that it hitting October at this point in April, it's getting tight. I've got to think it's getting pretty tight to be able to pull that off. And then you've got this whole business with the tariffs. Is that going to slow things down potentially? Is Erik Curiosa, because of that, going to have to look for a different printer? A printer in the US? Something like that? So, seeing this chart and making the assumption that it does apply to Gothic, it, again, January 2026. I don't want to be right. I want to be very wrong. But seeing this, that there are paintings that still aren't in. Now, the other part about this chart, there's no dates on it. We don't know when it's from. It could be from January. It might not even apply to Gothic. They could just have thrown this out there as a troll. Which, I have to say, the trolling, if this is a troll, I think that would be a very bad idea given the state that the community is currently in. We're not exactly in a happy place. A lot of people are very upset for a lot of different reasons. So trolling the people that are trying to support your game with something like this, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It doesn't feel like a good idea. Because I know how I react to trolling. If I see someone who's trolling me and I realize it, I understand it, oh, I'm being trolled, I completely disengage and walk away. So if people are like me, and they're like, oh, well, they're trolling us with this, they're like, you know what? I'm out. I'm not playing Sorcery anymore. These guys don't take the game seriously, so why should I take it seriously? There are other companies producing excellent card games that I know I enjoy or that I'd like to try, and they take their game seriously. So if this is some type of a troll, it is a terrible, terrible time to do it, just in my opinion. But if it's some type of hint, some cryptic little, ooh, look at this, and it means something in relation to Gothic, I still don't think it's good news. Commissioned paintings. Ugh. We have paintings that are still out there that are not on the cards. Now, presumably the text for those cards could be developed at this point and ready to go. It's just a matter of getting the art underneath that text. But still, we don't know how long it's going to take to get that art. But if the art doesn't arrive until June, I don't think there's any way for the printing to be done if that's the case. That really worries me. I don't like that this information was put out there in a void with no detail. Art progress. So here we are, back in a place again where we've been given something and we can't really attach any meaning to it. And I do worry that it is some type of a troll. And if it is, this is terrible timing. I just wouldn't do that. And it's like the April Fool's joke. The April Fool's joke, you know, the acrylic case for your palette. I'm just going to say, I think that was in very poor taste given the state the community was in. There's nothing wrong with poking fun at things. And Sorcery's profit margin, I guess you could say, if you got in early, is very high. It's extremely high. So poking fun at that, I think, is okay from time to time. Just like poking fun at players is okay. Or, you know, doing something like poking fun at me, right? People poke fun at me all the time. If you're in the Discords, there are people making memes of me and all sorts of weird stuff. And I don't mind. It's, you know, there's nothing wrong with poking fun at something or doing something in jest. But the optics. Oh, we're back to optics. I feel like the timing and the optics of that April Fool's joke was not good. The community was upset, so I don't think that was good. And I understand they probably did it that way because of the announcement of the official bearish partnership, but it doesn't change the optics to me. And I can see how some people would definitely feel like, especially if they were just a collector, not a player, someone who just collects, they feel like, yeah, this company just doesn't take me seriously and what I want from the game. And even though they've said it's going to be collectible, highly collectible, we want it to be collectible, they're now just turning it into a joke. So I'm out. So that's the real problem with trolling. People will walk away. They'll be like, yeah, they don't take this seriously. So I'm not going to take it seriously and I'm going to leave. Now, some people will be like, okay, well, you're not going to take it seriously, so I'll treat this game like garbage and I won't care and it won't matter and I won't take it seriously. There's also that side of it that can happen. But I'm more concerned about losing people because we do not have enough people. We don't have enough people. End of story. There are not enough players. We've lost a lot of collectors. We've lost a lot of investor types. They walked away. They're off to the other hot thing, which that's normal. They're going to go to whatever the hot thing is. But you want those people to potentially come back to keep the cycle going. If those people don't come back and we're just relying on players, there's nothing wrong with that if your model is for players. I don't think Sorcery's model is really designed for players. There are games out there that are highly competitive, and so they're designed more for players, and they can be sustained in that way. Sorcery isn't that type of model, in my opinion. I think Sorcery needs investors, collectors, players. We need that whole ecosystem to keep this train on the tracks. Could be wrong. But that's just what I'm seeing. So this chart, in the end, it's meaningless. And of course, Erik Curiosa hasn't really made any statements of it other than they clarified one of the terms on it. That was it. Erik clarified it himself in the main Discord. And then, yeah, it's out there for anyone to interpret in any way they feel. How's that good messaging? I mean, we've been talking about we need better messaging. We'd like more frequent messaging. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like why it was put. I think it's weird it was on X of all places. Yeah, it doesn't feel right. And the more I think about it personally, the more I feel like, oh, now they're trolling us. And they feel like maybe the community's a joke. And even though I know that's not the case, at least I wouldn't think so. And I'm sure that they are as frustrated with certain parts of the community as those parts of the community are frustrated with Erik Curiosa. You have to be very careful about how you react. Because those people can leave. They can vote with their wallets and leave. And it doesn't matter if Erik Curiosa's got millions and millions of dollars to produce 10 million sets. Doesn't matter if there's no new players. And that's what we need. New players. New collectors. We need more people in Sorcery. And I just think that things like this aren't going to get us more people in Sorcery. They're probably going to get us less people in Sorcery. And that's unfortunate. That's it for today. Again, had a great time up at Reliquary Games. I hope you all take the time to attend a future Explorer Series event. I will put the link to the site below so that you can check it out. If there's one near you, take the time to go come attend. They've all been fantastic so far. We've only done 2. I've been at both. Both been a great time. Take the time. Come out. Come play. Bring a new friend. Let's teach them this game. Let's build this community. Until next time, keep on contesting the realm.